Invigor Book and Buy ends November 14th. Run, don't walk to invigorbookandbuy.ca to find out how to get $30 off per bag. Terms and conditions apply.
Every weekday at 10 a.m. Central, one of the personalities from Real Agriculture appears on RFD TV and Rural Radio 147's Market Day Report to shed light and insight and perspective on what is happening in the world of agriculture. Enjoy.
With strong consumer demand for beef and high prices, the Trump administration targets packers in the industry. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, joins us now with the latest on this. We appreciate you, as always, for being with us, Shaun. So tell us what your thoughts are on the White House targeting beef prices at this time.
Hey, great to be with you here this morning. So not totally surprised. I would describe it personally as kind of unfortunate. You know, food inflation hits voters directly. And of course, President Trump is very concerned about the cost of living for Americans across the country. And beef is really a visible component of the grocery store. And consumers have shown through these high prices, they're willing to pay these prices. The demand has been unpredictably so strong through all of this. But this market isn't just about like packer margins, which quite frankly, opening an investigation on packers and the consolidation at a time where packers are the ones with the negative margins, not the producers, is kind of unfortunate timing for the White House. But this is really about tight cattle supplies, higher feed and labor costs, and robust global demand. And the optics may be good for the president here to do this and go after the industry, specifically the packers, but it's not going to fix some of the structural imbalance that's there from an S&D perspective.
Yeah, we know there's often a domino effect. So what are the potential additional waves of issues that could come from these events?
Yeah, so I think there are a few here. First, packers, I've seen a few analysts say they may pull back on some of their investment or capacity. I think that maybe is a little bit hyperbolic, at least at these early stages. But I think it does ignite some policy debates like mandatory country of origin labeling. And we're already seeing renewed momentum in Congress. Groups like the U.S. Cattlemen's Association, they're praising the Zinke bill to bring MCOOL back. This is scope creep, right? We're trying to fix one problem, which is the concern about the Argentine beef and Brazilian beef coming in to America with some increased TRQs. But we saw this with the Uruguayan beef that was coming into the U.S. to fix that product of USA label. And what it did is it really hammered North American trade and has created a very, very restrictive label. Bringing MCOOL back now potentially works against the government because it adds cost to the system, which raises prices even more. So it's going to be kind of fascinating to see how all this progresses here into 2026.
Let's talk about what some of these challenges are for the Trump administration as they tackle the price of beef in this manner.
Yeah, I think they're kind of comparing it to the price of eggs. You know, President Trump has talked about how, they came in, they had a problem, they had this multi-point plan, and they tackled the price of eggs. Some of that, the drop in the egg price, is timed to avian influenza backing off in some of the areas as well, which really created that spike in the first place. You can't regulate your way to cheaper beef at a time, where I think a lot of feeders and ranchers, they want government to get out of the way, not try to step in here and try to fix a problem that isn't there. That we hear Secretary Rollins say a lot. This is the golden age of agriculture. It's coming. Well, right now there is a golden age of agriculture for the rancher, and it seems like the White House, by some of their actions here, some of their talking, is trying to pop that balloon, which is going to be very, very unfortunate for margins potentially going forward.
All right. We appreciate you, as always. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney. Appreciate you joining us on this Tuesday morning. You can catch Shaun on his show, Real Ag Radio, which airs at 4:30 p.m. Eastern weekdays on Rural Radio Channel 147 on Sirius XM. And then we'll talk to him again here on Market Day Report tomorrow.
Send us your feedback on that bit by sending me an email, shaney@realagriculture.com, or call the Real Ag feedback line, 855-776-6147.